Jingle Bell Rock, one of the catchiest poppy Christmas tunes from the 50s, mid 50s, popular in 1957 on the radio, and authorship is a bit in argument. So we're not going to go too far into that. You can look it up on Wikipedia if you want to see what's going on with who wrote it, who claimed to write it, who seemed like they added stuff to it later. But what we're really concerned about here is just playing a cool little bouncy instrumental version of it, like I just kind of ran through there. I hope that was kind of bouncy, and it was definitely instrumental. So this is a tune I put on my very first album, 1988, a Christmas collection, it was called. And right there I just ran through it one time, pretty much the way you would end it. I wouldn't do that double ending. I wouldn't do the double ending until you're going to really end it. So you got to get through it at least one time, and then maybe have a little improv. Made back to the bridge. Anyway, I will talk a little bit about improvising over the chord progression. It falls into a category or a form, very common form for songwriters of the day and going back to the 30s even. AABA, it's a 32 measure song with only two sets of 8 different measures. And the first set of 8 gets played twice. Then we have the B section that is also 8. And then we head into the repeat of the A section. And the only difference among the 3 A sections is typically slightly different endings, because the first A section is going to take you back to the second A section. The second A section is going to take you into the B section. So you have a little transition, because it's going to go to the subdominant chord. It's going to start on 4. And then the third A section is the end. Pretty much the final ending. So that's what we have here, is not a lot of different measures, but we do have some tricky things. I'm playing a lot of my C chords here with the double bar using my third finger, and then trying to add the A in the melody. I hope to remember to talk about some options there in some of these chords that are a little bit tricky. It's standard alternating bass. There, 4 bass notes in the measure, always on the quarter notes. And right there when I played the ending, I did something that I hope I remember to talk about when I get to it. And that is playing some bass notes early sometimes. So that was a bass note that was coming in on the and of 4 and not being restruck on 1 and carrying over into 1. So we call that anticipating bass note. We anticipate melody notes though too. That would be a melody note that happens on the and of 4 frequently just before a chord change and going into a new measure. Okay, without too much further ado, although I'll probably come up with something, we'll be taking a look at Jingle Bell Rock, and hope you have plenty of time to work on that. It's still barely December, so we've got plenty of time to get this in good shape.